everybody, and welcome to this guide and tutorial for the golden shot medium difficulty. So I'm going to give you a guide with 7 shots in how to get the chest here in the medium difficulty level here. So I'm going to go over everything in terms of elevation, landing position, like adjustment in itself. We're gonna go get it to. Before we start, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, be a sub. Also, if you do want to have a training session one-on-one with me, or maybe sign up to get the text guides before everyone else, but also get the updated text guides when we do have a tournament, check out patreon.com/golfclashtommy. So medium difficulty here, and we're going to take a look at it. This is one of the Vineyard Acres. We have this one before with some decent wrestle. I've tweaked the adjustment just a tiny little bit because I've noticed that it works a little bit better. So wind adjustment for us here is max distance with a 20% over adjustment downhill. So we're going to have to add that. Otherwise, if you're not using any type of like help tool to adjust with that, then you go with 1.5 per ring with golden long iron. That's the same as max distance and 20% over adjustment. So you can get the onyx chest as the hole-in-one chest, we can get the fire chest as the yellow one, we can get the scarlet chest as the red one, we can get the topaz chest as the light blue one, and the azure chest as the dark blue one. Press the question mark if you do have any questions about the golden shot that might not covered here. We do have one free shot, make it count. So we're gonna press it down, I'm gonna start the video. So let's go 3.7, and with this type of wind, when we do have some tailwind, we're gonna go with max backspin. Take a look at the landing position, all the way on top of the fringe with the yellow ring. Very important. So we're not going to move to any other distance. That goes for all type of wind. Headwind, crosswind, tailwind, doesn't matter. Now we're going to add, I'm going to play this 2.6 rings, and as you can see, max backspin, I've pretty much aimed it straight at the pin. And the thing here that we do need to have in mind, that when we do have some crosswind, we do need to offset the ball guy line a tiny little bit, so we're not doing like we're doing here. We're coming a little bit to the right, which is not like the ultimate way here. So we do need to offset the ball guy line, or like adjust for the bounce, as I would like to call it, and move a tiny bit to the left. Now we do have some tailwind, but from the other direction. Still going to go with the same max backspin here. Yellow ring at the same place here, just there on top of the frame. Then I'm aiming straight at the pin, but just a tiny little bit to the right of the pin. Hard to see, but a tiny bit to the right. So now we're going to aim up here. So a little bit, tiny bit to the right here. See here, I'm gonna have a tiny bit of room here, but you can put the yellow ring just by the top there. But a tiny bit of room will work as well. But sometimes you're going to come in a little bit hot if that happens as well, but it works. We hit it perfect. Again, we're not offsetting for the bounce enough. We need just a tiny little bit, but we do get the yellow ring, which is perfect, so we'll take that. So the fire chest here, bring it in the rock, and we do have, oh, apocalypse, boom. There we go, next one, and then we're going to have 3.4 tailwind. Now we're going to go max backspin again. And now when we do have tailwinds, very important that the yellow ring is just by the fringe. So we're not having it to be further like up or further down. We do need to have that room for the extended ball guy line. With straight tailwind here, we go with straight at the pin adjustment. We're not going to change the position with the ball guy line in any form. Going to adjust this one for slightly more than 2 rings. It's it perfect. You can see we bounce where we want to. It coming in here a little bit too much to the right. And it rolls to the red ring. And it rolls to the red ring there. But in the end, we take the scarlet chest, and let's focus on the next one. But that's the adjustment I'm going to take with tailwind. I'm not going to move it further back. Like in worst case scenario, we're going to roll like we did there. But we're always going to stay very close there. Now we do have some headwind here, and I'm going to play this one without the last half a bar of backspin. So I'm going to go 4 bars of backspin just because the ball guideline is going to be a little bit compressed in terms of the lower backspin here. And the reason as well that I'm not want to use max backspin and put my landing position further up is that we do risk to be in between clubs, as we are very close to maximum distance of our club. So therefore we need to take away some backspin so we do get enough speed to the pin. Get in! No! So close. Good shot though. We take the yellow chest, the fire chest. And again, we do need to get everything right. And when it comes to the golden shot, guys, I always summon it up in the end to give you like my firm adjustment in the end there. So we do get some kingmakers, which is good. So 4.0 tailwind, max backspin here, everyone. And we're going to move ourselves down here, and we're going to use the landing position with the yellow ring just by the fringe. And I'm putting it just tiny, slightly to the left here to counter for the extra push. We're gonna get slightly to the right. To keep it singing. So with 4 miles per hour, and we're going to be 3.2 rings, approximate. Oh, like sorry, 2.8 of course. Stupid. Hits it perfect. Get in the hole. It's a perfect spot there. Roll, roll, roll. But come on. We need a hole in one now. Let's go. Very, very close again. And we took out the ring. The house belongs. So 4.6, some headwind again. We take off half a bar of backspin. So we're going to use the same type of landing position, but we take off half a bar and go with 4 bars of backspin. Now we're going to aim slightly to the left of the pin, like approximately half of the yellow ring in terms of over adjustment there, or like offset the ball guideline in terms of like half yellow ring. Move the target around, then we're going to adjust for the wind. It's going to give ourselves 3 rings. You can see we're very close to maximum distance of our club, so therefore it's very important that we're not moving the landing position further up and just reduce backspin instead. Hit it perfect and roll, get in. Boom! There we go, finally! Finally. Very close to stay on the lip there. Hole in one, always nice to get an hole in one, even though like the boomerangs that isn't that great, but the Ivana cards is very great. But also the Kingmaker balls are the best here. So the balls is so important in my opinion here when it comes to the golden shot guides here. So 3.9 is a slight headwind. Again, we're going to take off the half a bar in the end. Always with headwind, we take off that half a bar. Now we offset, you can see half a yellow ring approximately to the right of the pin as to counter or like compensate for the push that we're going to get. Important that we line it up properly. We're going to play this one 2.5 rings. Hits it perfect. And going to bounce, get in! Boom! So 2 hole-in-ones here. I would say we earned it in that one. But here you have the guide for medium difficulty. I'm going to summon it up here. So we are going to use only backspin. We're not going to use any side spin at all. So we're going to put the landing position with the yellow ring just by the bottom of the yellow ring, just by the top of the fringe. Then if we do have crosswind or any form of crosswind, tailwind or tailwind, we'll go with max backspin, which is 4.5. We aim with straight wind, we aim straight at the pin. If we do have the wind pointing a little bit to the left, we aim slightly to the right of the pin. If we do have the wind pointing slightly to the right, we point it slightly left of the pin with the ball guideline. Then when we do have headwind, we play the same type of structure. The only difference is that we play with 4 bars of backspin instead of the 4.5 that is possible to do. Then we add the max distance and 20% over adjustment for the downhill adjustment that we're going to do. Please let me know how it went for you in the golden shot. Did you get any of the chests and what did you got? Good luck in the golden shot. and get some bones.